Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Right now it is June 9th, I believe, and it's late at night. It's already past midnight. I think it's almost gonna be 1 a.m. I'm recording from the floor of my dad's bathroom. I had a sudden urge to start recording and just do another follow-up. I'm sorry if you can hear background noise. I'm right next to the laundry room and the dryer's on right now, and so it's making a lot of noise, so I'm not sure how that's gonna affect the quality of this video as you're listening to whatever I'm saying at this moment. So I had the sudden urge to speak. I was in my room and I was listening to music and I was kind of getting emotional, like how I always do. And also I've just been thinking a little too much lately. And so I feel like in order for me to get to a better place in my life, I need to allow myself to start expressing myself. And I've been saying this for like since like 2019, so it's been like 3 years that I've been trying to say this, that I want to open up and I want to share my story, but I've always put myself in situations where I've avoided to tell my story, which is really messed up because that's what it's been for 3 years. 3 years. It's been a theme of avoidance and trying to keep myself busy with different types of situations because maybe deep down I don't want to actually address what is going on deep down. And I feel like that's, I don't know, it's just something I have to heal, and it may be a bit narcissistic to try to put it out there in the public, but I think all of us as humans, we all have varying levels of narcissism, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's only a bad thing once it starts hitting malignant levels, and I know a lot about malignant levels of narcissism because of the types of environments I worked in before, which I could delve more into that later on, but I feel that there's a possibility I might return to working in that field, and then I'm probably gonna have to make myself shut up again for another several years, or until I find a middle ground for me to share certain experiences that I feel are going to help me in my healing process. So I've been in my parents' home for the past 2 months, and it's been a very hard time for myself, and I feel bad for saying that it's been a hard time for myself because it could be a lot worse. I could be homeless, I could be out on the streets, I could be in a really bad codependent relationship type situation and getting abused. That's a little oddly specific. So in a way, it's not that bad. As I said in my last video, it's been a blessing in disguise, and I have been physically safe staying here. So I feel like that's something I need to be thankful of. Right now, I'm a little, not scared, but I'm just a bit wary. I'm listening to the sounds around me right now. I mean, if my parents woke up and they opened up the door right now and they were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" It would be a bit embarrassing, but at the same time, it shouldn't be that embarrassing. It's been a little hard staying with my parents because I feel like my dad has like really high expectations, and I feel like I've disappointed him by being here in this time of my life. Prior to this, looking back, I feel like I did have everything and even more. I was in a really good place before all of this whole mess. I mean, I think a lot to myself lately. I'm like, did I do the right thing leaving the place where I was at before? I mean, there was a lot of red flags and stuff that was happening that made me freak out, and I decided to just leave. And I wasn't really thinking it through, which that sucks. And so now I'm here, and I haven't really explained much to my parents on what's been going on with my life. And I think right now I'm starting to shut down because I'm thinking about it in my head. Right here, it starts to flood my memories, where I'm like, wow, I made a lot of shitty decisions in my life. I'm turning 30 soon in July, and it's probably a little dark and negative for me to say this, but prior to coming to the restroom to record, I started writing all these different regrets. I'm not gonna say what right now, but I was just typing it out, and it was like one regret after another, after another, after another. Like, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that, and it just kept going and going and going. And it's like, I did all of this in my 20s, and I don't like the person who I've been in my 20s, and I really hope I can be different and change. But can I really change? It's hard to change. I don't know. I know either way I have to take accountability for everything I've chosen. There were so many opportunities where I could have gotten out from certain situations, but I never took it. But lately there have been things that have presented themselves to me where it's like, no, this is it. Like, I have to get out now. Like, for example, the last relationship I just left, it was more of a situationship that dragged on for like nine years, and it was really toxic, and I could have gotten out so many times, but I just didn't, and I kept rolling with it. And now I'm like, it's completely done. I don't even care what this person does with my property. It values a lot of money, and they can sell it because, if anything, I feel like this individual values money over me. And that's just the way it is. If this individual is going to profit off of the stuff that I've left, and it's basically like, I don't even care what happens to my property. I'd rather have my peace of mind and never talk to this individual. I'd rather my peace is so fucking valuable that all the stuff that I've just lost, that I'm gonna lose, well, I've lost it. It's nothing compared to having this sense of peace and cultivating this sense of peace that I've been needing to cultivate for a very long time. And then there's like friendships, and I've been horrible with friendships. Like, I just have, and I'm trying to figure out what are the things I need to work on myself so that later on I don't get screwed over as bad. And that's a total mindfuck for sure. I think I'm just very paranoid, and I'm traumatized. Like, I have some memories from like my childhood, high school, that come up, and there's a lot of themes of betrayal and jealousy. Like, I remember I was gonna be in someone's 15, and I remember I was dating this guy, and A lot of girls had a crush on him. I don't know if that played a factor into what happened, but I remember I ended up losing sets of friends, and I was kicked out of the quince because they were like, oh, Natalie, she's gonna get pregnant because she's probably gonna end up fucking this guy. And mind you, I was like, what, 14? I wasn't even gonna turn 15 yet because I don't turn 15 until the summer. And I was like, well, fuck you, I'm not gonna get pregnant. I'm not gonna end up like your sibling who got pregnant when they were young. That was messed up to say. And I don't know, I was told some really effed up things by this girl's like family members. I remember they left some very threatening voicemails like on my landline, and you know, I should have reported it back then, but I don't know, my parents just deleted them immediately, and they were like, oh, you're never gonna talk to her, and I never did, and I lost that friendship, and a lot of shit happened. And then I got into my first super unhealthy long-term relationship. I don't even count that first person that I was with that, you know, people were like, oh, you're gonna get pregnant at 14. That was very short-lived. But after I lost that friend set, I got into a relationship with someone in high school, and this lasted up until college, and it was actually probably one of the most like traumatizing things that happened, because I remember this person cheated on me, and then I cheated on him, and then it just blew up into a lot of fuckery where I should have just cut it off immediately. I should have just moved on. And it's these really unhealthy patterns that I wasn't able to cut through it in a healthy manner in a healthy manner, and it just dragged on to how it would affect my adult relationships. I think my boundaries were really poor when I was growing up and in my early 20s, and up until probably a couple years ago, maybe a few months ago too, I've struggled with boundaries basically. And I've struggled having friends and struggled having relationships. And then my family, like, I never really got much healthy feedback from them other than you just cut them off and you move on, which that isn't too bad of feedback, but at the same time, it's like I'd want to know more. But I'm trying to fill those blanks for myself now and trying to parent myself now. I'm sorry, this is gonna take a while. But I don't know. I feel like I'm back in square zero again. I'm back at my parents'. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with my life. There's a chance I can go back to where I was at, a slight chance. I don't even know if that's gonna go good at all. I mean, financially, yeah, but life isn't about money. And then there's another chance that I might, well, other chances actually, that I might just leave the state, and I don't know how that's gonna go, but I feel like that's probably a good choice, having a brand new start in another area. I mean, there are some areas that I'm drawn to geographically, so we'll see what happens. I just don't like being here too long. It kind of reopens some of my childhood wounds, but maybe it is very crucial for me to start addressing these childhood wounds that I haven't addressed completely. I hate that I'm not really friends with anyone from my childhood. There's very few, but even then people are really busy with their lives. I feel like I've banished myself from ever having some meaningful connections. I think I overthink things, and I start thinking, am I the toxic one? Am I the one that needs to like X myself out from everyone's lives so that, I guess that's a trauma response maybe. I don't know. Maybe I should go to therapy. I will. wherever I get hired, hopefully. And I can utilize some sort of health insurance so that I can go see a mental health professional. I was at my last job. Maybe I shouldn't have left, but I mean, I can't go back in time and I can't redo it. I'm here today. I have to accept it. I have to. It's hard. I wear the same shit almost every day. I don't get myself dressed up or anything. I cycle through the same set of, 3 sets of shirt, 2 sets of bottoms, a lot of the underwears and all that. So sorry for maybe saying all this like detail and stuff. I'm sorry. If you've come this far, thank you. I appreciate it. To end this on a more positive note, I will take responsibility for everything that's been going on and that will continue to go on with my life. I will try my very best to make sure that I do not land myself in such a compromising situation, and that I am fair to myself and to the people around me. I'm sweaty right now. Oh my god, dude, I'm like dripping sweat underneath this shirt. I'm gonna get going because I'm getting really uncomfortable. I'm sweating under all this. It's gross. But